So today we are talking about Australian food. I'm Nicholas Gonzalez. As you can see, this is just a beautiful little landscape picture of Australia. It was probably prettier out there, but thought it was nice. All right, so first we'll go into background a little bit. The background of their food was heavily influenced by the British and the Irish. This is largely due to the colonization of Australia. Before that, it would be a lot of the Aboriginal meals, which we'll delve into a little bit later. Um, but yeah, no. So as of now, it's all largely rooted in a lot of British and Irish foods, especially since the 1950s. It's really been the main thing there. Their foods are also incredibly dynamic, as we'll also get into later. Their typical like dinner would be just like a meat and three vegetable evening meal, um, and that's again kind of just like the typical meals from Britain and Ireland. Just like maybe some lamb roast and then like or like a pot pie. Um, so going into Aboriginal Australian food before we get into the more modern things, it's a lot of just the creatures of the land. So turtles is one, and a lot of these are very very obviously interesting and not things that you would typically see. Um, Dugongs, echidnas, kangaroos actually I'd say believe it or not, but I think that that's pretty believable. Sea creatures in a lot of the areas closer to the shore, such as mussels and fish. Um, and then you're gonna get more into the natural plants and stuff. So the boab tree roots, they used to that's supposed to be pretty reminiscent of a sweet potato or a yam. And then there's also xanthan, like which is like the gum fiber. So they would use that and they would chew on different roots as kind of types of gums like that. So going into modern Australian food, Vegemite. Vegemite has a lot of mixed opinions out there. I remember when I was in second grade, we had a field trip. Um, well, it wasn't a field trip, but everyone brought in different foods from different countries, and we all tried them. And Vegemite definitely had some gags that were reacted to it. Um, but it is one of the most, if not the most famous food staples of Australia. Another one is macadamia nuts. And like I said, meat pies. And that is one of the things that is going to stem very largely from Britain. Um, and believe it or not, sushi. There is a recent study that meat pies are at about 117 million sales a year, and sushi was at about 105 million. Um, so yeah, it's all very diverse. Lamb roasts as well, going back to the meat pies and more so to the Ireland ties than the British ties. And then fish and chips. So yeah, it's very very diverse in Australia. There's some more things in the picture, like just some candies like crunchy and cherry ripe. Um, Milo or Milo, I don't know, but that's kind of like the Ovaltine here. Um, Fairy toast, which I've actually heard of, is basically just sprinkles on buttered toast. So good morning, happy breakfast. Continuing on, so diversity. So like we were saying with the sushi and the lamb chops and stuff, Australia has a very diverse diet. Um, and of course, this goes back to the colonization, but it also has to do with the fact that they have such big cultural hubs. So Sydney and Melbourne, for example, are huge cities, like on comparison with London and New York. Um, so when you have people of all different cultures coming in and bringing different foods and trying different foods and expecting to have a taste of home when they're there on work or something like that, there are bound to be all these different diverse mashups of foods to appease all cultures. Um, so yeah, the diversity has contributed to a very very vibrant food scene in Australia, and it only continues to get more diverse. Like that sushi statement, as how sushi has risen to almost surpass meat pies in sales. So the meaning that this has for different people, just in Australia as a country, um, first of all, beautiful vacation spot, of course. There's a million things to do. It's a huge, huge country. Um, it's also very accommodating. Politically, of course, I mean, of course, that's politics, but it's very accommodating to all people. They have a great standard of living, a high minimum wage that is still balanced with a good economy. Um, yeah, overall, it's just a beautiful place to be. And here are my citations for all my sources and my maps and all of that. And that is all. Thank you very, very much.